Hello, I'm Denton Davidson, senior editor for Gold Derby. Melissa Joan Hart was a Kids' Choice Awards winner for roles in Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Drive Me Crazy. And since then, you've branched out as a producer, director, writer. Melissa, it's great to chat with you today about Christmas in Tune, which you executive produced for Lifetime. It's about this woman named Belle, played by Candace King, a marketing executive who is worried she may lose her job. So she goes running back to her parents for some help. Mother is the legendary Reba McEntire. So let's just start off right there. What is it like working with a country legend, a national treasure?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, this movie was developed for a while. We actually were going to shoot it during the COVID lockdown. We put it off because we wanted to be able to have big audiences and do it right. So we didn't rush it. And in the meantime, we were able to get Reba to be interested in it and developed it more than for her. And yeah, I mean, our production company, Heartbreak Films, we've been rolling since about 1995. We started with Sabrina, and we've been lucky enough to produce, and now we have a great deal with Lifetime to be able to produce some movies for them, and we've done a ton for them. But yeah, it's been really nice for me, instead of being an actor for hire, to be able to produce my own material, to be able to have some say, some control, some voice in what happens with my character, my costumes, with the production design, with who the DP is, and that kind of thing. So I love being in the production side of things, and for this one in particular, being able to, like you said, hire somebody like Reba, or work with somebody like Reba, because she's also an executive producer on it, was really exciting and fun. I mean, everybody in the whole United States, the whole world loves and knows Reba. She's a one-name person, right? And she did a fantastic job in this. She's so beloved, from her TV show to her music. And I get to work with her on Young Sheldon, which I direct once in a while. And so I've gotten to be pretty friendly with her. Nicest lady on earth, and has great recommendations for food in Nashville. So
How well did you know her before this? You mentioned Young Sheldon.
I had run into
far
her.
back does it go?
Yeah, no, I had just run into her on the Young Sheldon set. We had cross paths when I was prepping an episode that she wasn't in and whatnot. And so I got to actually talk to her about this project on the set a little bit. And she was aware of it and whatnot. We were talking about it with her. And then I got to meet her on the set again of Christmas in Tune. And then after Christmas in Tune was done, I got to work with her on Sheldon. So it was a little bit of like acquaintance, and then we became more friendly after.
What do you love most about producing these feel-good holiday movies? This isn't the first one you've done. What about that interests you the most?
Yeah, I think this was like number 8 for us or something. But it's really it's tough to pull together. Sometimes we do them in different states. So I like to work where I live, and I like to bring work where I live. So we did a bunch in Connecticut, we did a bunch in Nevada, and now we're doing a few in Nashville. And I love being able to find crew or bring crew along that we love. I love being able to find these projects and develop them. Something like Christmas in Tune started out from the writers. The writers gave us 10 ideas. This was one of them. It basically was, young girl has to bring her parents back together for a big Christmas concert for the troops. And just taking it from that kind of one log line in developing it and watching it grow and change and move, and bringing it to Nashville instead of Connecticut, and then casting it and putting it on its feet and then pulling it together. And Lifetime did a fantastic job of promoting it last year. And and it became a big hit. And it's got brand new Christmas music in it, which is kind of, you don't see that a lot. And these Christmas movies, they just bring joy and hope in a time. Christmas is supposed to be full of joy and hope. And this genre has taken off and exploded, I think, because during that time of year, people are lonely, people are sad, people are, they might not have the money to put the gifts under the tree that they want to, or they might not have the family around that they want to. They might be deployed. They might, for numerous reasons, people don't have a very Merry Christmas all the time. And so to be able to bring these movies that brings people joy and hope and lets them escape for a little while while they're making cookies or wrapping, hopefully they're, getting infused with a little bit of love and joy.
What is it like, or what additional, work is it to have all of this music incorporated? Is that a different ball game? And does it help to have a pro like Reba on set to help with that?
Well, this is where it really helped. A lot of these movies, we kind of have to move on them pretty quickly. This one, because of COVID, we had some time to develop. And, somebody like Reba gets to come in and write some songs and work on songs, and recording the music is a whole other beast. recording it and then playing it back, during the production. And it took on a little life of its own, but with hiring the right people and putting the right pieces in place, having that little bit of time actually helped in this one. If we were to do another one, I think that would be a much bigger challenge if we didn't have the time we had because of the lockdown.
And, what's that transition? What has that transition been like for you? You've had a very interesting career, sort of starting as this child star and then really growing into, having so much success behind the camera. That doesn't happen all the time. Some people struggle. So, what do you credit that to?
Well, my mother is my production partner. She saw after Clarissa Explains It All came out, when it ended, and the job offers I was getting, she was managing my career. I think she was still managing my career at that point. And she didn't like the opportunities coming my way. She thought it was going to alienate the fan base I had built on Nickelodeon. So she wanted to find a project for me. She found Sabrina. Somebody handed it to her on our playground. She found the comic book, decided this was my next project, and off and running with our production company. So from there, it was, hire the crew, bring in the writers. What guest stars do we want? I'd be like, I want the Violent Femmes on Sabrina. And all of a sudden we have the Violent Femmes, and that's a fun, or I want Blondie, and Blondie plays a witch. And, we want Barbara Eden. And so we kind of learned by fire how to produce. And it's a really nice thing to be able to have creative control over a project instead of being an actor for hire or just a director for hire. A lot of the time, you just have a little bit more. And we also work very closely with the network. Like, we work very closely with Lifetime to know what they want, what they need, what their audience likes. And that's where my mother comes in. My mother is the powerhouse behind Heartbreak Films. And she is the one who, is in constant communication with the network and our executives there. And she's the one who does a lot of the casting and handles the budget and all the, I'm more the creative side. She's more she loves post. I like production, so.
And when you look back at Christmas in Tune, what are you most proud of everything that you accomplished on the production and just the final product?
I think it looks beautiful. I think our director of photography, who we've used on numerous movies, did an amazing job. Our director, chose she had a great style to her. Everything, the production design, the lighting, the wardrobe. I honestly just think it has a beautiful look to it. It looks like Christmas, and that's ultimately what you want.
And if you look back on your career, do you have a moment where, you might not have felt comfortable taking this position? Did you ever have imposter syndrome, I guess, of like, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? No, I deserve to be in this seat and produce.
Every day, but then you realize everybody else does too. So you're like, okay, I got to get comfortable with that. I like the hardest thing for me was the first time I directed a show that wasn't my own. Most of the time I only got directing opportunities being like working it into a contract for myself to star in. So I was always starring in things that I was directing. So I had a firsthand knowledge of everything going on, the crew, the sets, all that. So I was asked to direct season 4 or 5 of the Goldbergs. And that was probably the scariest thing I've done as an adult, was step onto someone else's set with characters that are already just cemented in history. Like, they're known, you're not going to tell these actors you're not going to tell them about their character. You're not going to find a new angle on the set or a new piece of the set to use that nobody's tried before. You just have to bring and infuse the energy. I learned. It literally took me a few days of going, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Wait, do I know what I'm doing enough to take care of this show with these actors, this caliber of, guest stars and this size crew, 200 people, this kind of budget, and yeah, I just felt very much like an imposter. But then I realized that I brought good energy. Everybody kept telling me like what a great job I did, down to Transpo people were driving me to the airport going, everybody loved working with you. I'm like, really? Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Craft service is like, oh my gosh, good job. I was like, okay, good. Like, a little feather in my cap, and I feel good and I can do this, so I feel like that happens though every day.
Well, Melissa, congratulations on Christmas in Tune for Lifetime, and best of luck to you and the entire cast and crew at this year's Emmys. Thank you for spending some time to chat with Gold Derby today.
Thank you.